I will introduce and explain to you some example and some presentation about the European reality, about the experience of the European Union in using geographical indications to promote development, and to know with some case studies what about the different situations, different possibilities for the policies. And I will introduce different, first of all, the challenges of geographical indications in Europe and why it is so important for us in our different countries and in the European Union to sustain the geographical indication and the producers and the different companies using geographical indications in different policies with different type of sustain of subsidies. And first of all, the public policies to promote development through GIs. We will see also the policies based on GI support funding with subsidies, direct subsidies to sustain GI companies, GI producers or organization. And another type of sustain of a policy is about preferential allocation of subsidies for products because they have a certified GI, certified sign of quality. And the third one will be a policy to support the consumption of certified quality products. So with this different, like a typology of the different possibility of sustain, of promote and help producer, because before of all is a territorial development policy. So first of all, the challenges, what are the stakes, what are the challenges for in Europe, in the European Union. And I think it's interesting to see and to read this regulation. This regulation is the regulation about quality schemes for agricultural products and foodstuffs. This regulation is from you can see it's a regulation from 2012. And this regulation is working now in the European Union. And this regulation introduced the different, mainly introduced the three quality schemes. About two of them are about geographical indication. They are a protected geographic indication. The second is a protected designation of origin, and the third one is a traditional specialty guaranteed. It's not about GI, it's about traditional product, but I will focus about geographical indication, of course. And it's important to understand, I think, first of all, why we think in Europe it's important to introduce these quality schemes and to develop these quality schemes and to promote and to permit to stakeholders, to economical actors to use them, and for consumers mainly, of course, for customers, for consumers. So different explanation, different aspects about this this regulation, different issues. The first issues I chose to focus is that the quality and diversity of the Union's agricultural, fisheries and aquaculture production is one of the important strengths of the European Union, giving a competitive advantage to the Union's producers and making a major contribution to its living cultural and gastronomic heritage. Is the first issue explaining this regulation. A second issue, important issues, is that an agricultural product or foodstuff bearing such a geographical description should meet certain conditions set out in the specifications such as specific requirements aimed at protecting the natural resources or landscape of the production area, or improving the welfare of farm animals. So it's another question, it's another issue, very important because of that, we think it's important to use these tools, geographical indications. Another one is operating quality schemes for producers, which reward them for their effort to produce a diverse range of quality products, can benefit the rural economy. And this is particularly the case in less favored areas, for example, in mountain areas, or in the most remote regions where the farming sector accounts for a significant part of the economy, and production costs are high for producers. So it's difficult to stay here in this specific region, specific areas, less favored areas. So it's very important to sustain this producer, this enterprise, because it's important to help them to stay, and for population, for people to stay, to live, to work in this less favored area. It's important to use this quality scheme, and in this way, quality schemes are able to contribute to and complement rural development policy. So rural development policy are mainly direct subsidies for producers, for farmers, for example, or for companies, or for public organizations, but mainly for farmers. And with quality schemes, it's another lever to sustain and to support, to help producers. So it's why it's complement rural development policy, as well as market and income support policies of the common agricultural policies, the CAP. In particular, they may contribute to areas in which the farming sector is of greater economic importance, and especially to disadvantaged areas, so the less favored areas. For example, mountain areas are areas, are territories where agriculture, farming sector is very, very important. And mainly these mountain areas in Europe are very disadvantaged areas. So it's a tool to help them. Another issue is when the Europe 2020 policy priorities, about this, in these priorities, we can understand that a strategy for smart, sustainable and inclusive growth includes the aims of achieving a competitive economy based on knowledge and innovation, and fostering a high employment economy, delivering social and territorial cohesion. So agricultural product quality policy should therefore provide producers with the right tools to better identify and promote those of their products that have specific characteristics, while protecting those producers against unfair practices. So in these specific areas, I'm sure Claire explained that, we can find specific products with a high level of quality for different, according different criteria. And it's important to use this specific quality and to sustain this specific quality to help producers. Another issue is the specific objective of protecting designations of origin and geographical indication are securing a fair return for farmers and producers for the quality, the specificity, the characteristics of a given product or of its mode of production, and providing clear information on products with specific characteristics linked to geographical origin. The GI, its origin is because there is a link between the specific characteristics and the place where the product is produced, and thereby enabling consumers to make more informed purchasing choices. So we can understand these different issues are very important, and so it is therefore a territorial development policy. It's very important to understand it's not a quality policy. It's not a policy, excuse me, to guarantee or to explain to consumers that the product are good product, are a good level of quality product. Okay, of course, it's the base. Product are good product and the quality is good quality. But on this specific quality, European Union build a territorial development policy. And the first issue about this law, this European law 2012, but the first regulation was in 1992. And it was because the first issue was to sustain and to help territory to develop themselves or to stay alive. So the issues are linked to culture, to heritage, the maintenance of human activity, to help people to stay here in this territory, especially in disadvantaged areas, and of course, for economic development. So the identification and protection of agricultural and food products by official quality schemes, so PGI, PDO, TSG, they are three of the different quality schemes in the European Union. They should allow the creation of added value thanks to the prices agreed by consumers. This is the more important step. This product permits to create added value because consumers understand or can understand and can identify this product in the shops, and they can pay because we know with many studies, inquiries, that consumers are ready to pay a little bit more because of this quality, because of this origin, and because the geographical indication and the label, the quality label, the quality sign of quality indicates and promote and guarantee is to assure this specific quality. Just three slides about this regulation from 2012. It's in the article number 1, the objectives. The objective, we can see this regulation established quality schemes because of this to indicate or describe agricultural products with value adding attributes as a result of the farming or processing methods used in their production or of the place of their production of market or marketing. So the first, very important, it's not just a storytelling, it's a reality of the level of quality, and it's important to assure that and to indicate that and to promote that. The second point, it's in the article number 4 of the European regulation. It's a scheme for protected designation of origin and protected geographical indications, or PDO and PGI, is established in order to help producers of products linked to a geographical area by providing clear information on the value-adding attributes of the product to consumers. So it must be very clear and very clear for consumer. It must be the reality as true information. And in the article number 5 about the requirements for designation of origin and GI, designation of origin is a name. So the name, the registered name, is a name which identifies a product whose quality or characteristic are essentially or exclusively due to a particular geographical environment with its inherent natural and human factors. So with all this aspect, that's why it's important for the different level of public policies at the European level, but at the national level and at the regional level, to sustain and to introduce specific policies to help. And I will give you some examples of different policies, different tools, different public tools to sustain, to help producers and companies. So to conclude about the challenges in the European Union, the economic level is very important because it's a treasure worth of 75 billion of euros. So it's not just little birds and little flowers, the GIs in the fields and in farms. No, it's a very important economical aspect of the European economy. Agri-food and drink products whose names are protected by the European Union as GIs represent a very important sales value in billions of euros. The sales value of a product with a protected name is on average double that for similar product without a certification. It's an average because it's not always exactly this great or beautiful reality, but it's an average, so it's very interesting. The study was based on all more than 3,000 product names protected across the 28 European members, because it was made in before the Brexit. So this result are from very important studies. You can see the data, the source of data on the bottom of the slide. And there is a clear economic benefit for producers in terms of marketing and increase of sales, thanks to high quality and reputation of these products, and willingness of consumer to pay to get the authentic product is very important, because if consumers don't want to pay this level of quality, it's not possible to use these different levels and tools. So we can discover different levels to deal with these numerous and important issues. Public policies are mobilized at different territorial levels, as I said just before. So European Union, state members, I picked up an example in France because I know them better. But we can find exactly the same type of tools in the other state members in European Union, in regions, in provinces, departments, depending on the policy political organization in the different countries, and cities also, cities or group of cities, and with various intervention levels. We can mobilize different intervention levels. The two main level of intervention, of type of intervention levels are this one. The first one is financial levels to support the establishment, the development, the promotion of GIs. But another interesting levels is regulatory levels to encourage the purchase of products benefiting from a GI. So I choose a different example in these different categories. So first example is a different example about policies based on GI support funding. And the first one is at local level. This local level is it's a regional level in France. It's a region. The name of the region is Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. It's a important big region with a big part of the national territory, Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. So Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes is a council. It's a regional council. So a regional council with a possibility to have specific policies. And it's in the European program, a partnership between the regional council of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes and the European Commission and the FEADER, Fonds européen agricole pour le développement rural. And this one is now, because it's as you can see on the title, it's a program, a rural development program for the Rhône-Alpes region until 2022. And it's a call. This document, I pick up this document, it's a call to sustain the certification in organic farming and other official sign of quality and origin. And it's to help producer, farmers to be involved in quality, in organization of a system of quality for different type of product, and for agriculture of organic farming, and official sign of quality. Official sign of quality, so official sign of quality and origin, it's a French name for quality schemes. At the European level, we speak about quality schemes. In France, we speak about official sign of quality and origin. SICO, it's an acronym, and there are PGI, PDO, organic farming, TSG, we saw it, and also a specific national quality sign of quality. It's a red label, but I speak here only about GIs. GIs here in France and Europe are PDO and PGI. So with this tool, with this policy, this program, it's possible to help and to give money to producer to help them to be certified, so to pay the certification, because it's very strict and important, and it's mandatory to be involved in a GI, a certified GI. It's to be certified. So a PDO, PGI, it's a public guarantee to respect the specifications and to respect the origin. And it's mandatory to be certified by a private body. It's a private body of certification, but with the super certification by a state. So it's expensive for producer, for farmers. It's expensive to be certified because the farmers pay the certification. And for some farmers, it can be difficult, and some of them can decide not to go and to be involved in the GI because they think it will be too expensive. So it can be a difficulty to go and to involve themselves in a GI certification. So that's why in this European program with Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, this policy decided to pay and to sustain, to help producer and to pay the certification cost. Okay, so the European Union support rural development in the member states with this fund, European Fund of Agriculture and Rural Development, and you can see the regulation. So it's not only a decision of the regional council; it's a decision of the regional council in the frame of a European regulation. So it's very clearly described at the European level. It's possible for regional policies to help in the different countries, in the different states, state members. So this fund can co-finance national agricultural and rural development policies included in the rural development programs. And this call for application is a part of a big program relating to the participation of farmers in quality systems and targets the payment of certification cost for the official sign of quality and origin. So for GI, official GI, and the certified GIs. Another example, it's also at local level. It's a program from the same region, the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, regional council. It's not a general subsidy for GIs. It's especially for one specific product, is Grenoble nut. So Grenoble Nut, and Grenoble is the name of a city in east of France. And this city and this territory around the city of Grenoble is very famous for the production of nuts from 1936. So it's a very traditional production, and it's a terroir, a specific terroir for the production of the walnut. And so it's difficult for the farmers, producers of this walnut to continue to develop this production. And this production is registered and protected by a GI, a PDO, at the French and the European level. At the French level from 1936, and at the European level from many years also. So at the local level, the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region decided to develop, and the name of the program is, I pick up the name of the program. The name of the program is Developing My Walnut Farm with PDO Grenoble Walnuts. And so it's a subsidy of 30 to 70% of different expenses. For example, purchase of in vitro PDO plants, or establishment of windbreak edges or plant cover. It's very technical. There are very technical topics, but it's very clearly precise in the regulation, in the regional regulation, what types of expenses can be helped. Purchase of walnut pruning equipment, or purchase of a branch grinder, or study prior to the creation of hill reservoirs. So very technical, specific topics, aspect, because it's difficult for this producer, and it's important for the public policy to sustain and to keep alive this production of walnut, because there is a PDO, and because it's a very important production is in this region, and for all the reason I explained at the beginning of my presentation. We can consider necessary conditions. So the condition is to be a member of the interprofessional committee for walnut PDO, and justify at least 60% of walnut surfaces in PDO in the farm. So it's another very different example. Another example is in another region, is the south region, Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur. And in the Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, in the south region, the new name of this region now is Région Sud. It's support for the emergence of official signs identifying food quality and origin. And the aid makes it possible to finance the salaries linked to the animation necessary for the images of the management body. And we know in many work we do, and I do, to helping a producer, it's very important, it's necessary to have animation to permit to this collective project to increase, to develop, to exist, and to exist in the time. So animation is very important, and animation is mainly very often difficult to finance. It's quite easy to finance investment for production, for in farms, but it's very often, it's always difficult to sustain animation in immaterial investment. So in this region, they decided it's important, if you want to keep alive companies, farm with quality, with sign of quality, with quality schemes, with GIs, it's important to help producers to organize themselves in collective bodies, in management bodies. And it's because we know it's necessary to have animation, we decide to finance animation, so to finance salaries in the management body. So it's very clearly defined, of course. So the amount of the subsidy is capped at 100,000 euros. So it's an important level of a subsidy. Another example at local level, here in Angers, we are in the region Pays de la Loire. and it's a regional council of this region, Pays de la Loire. It's about investment aid for the processing and marketing of agricultural products by agri-food industries. So it's not for farmers here in this example, it's for agri-food industry. So the device, this public device aims to improve the viability and resilience of packaging, storage, processing, marketing of agricultural products for support for investment project designed to improve the economic, social, and environmental performance of agri-food companies. So it's a 3-year productive investment programs integrating equipment, materials, excluding rolling stock, excluding different aspects like second-hand equipment and so on. So it's also very clear and with different criterion possible to finance or not, and the priority for products under senior official sign of quality, SIQO. It's a priority. That's why I think this example is very interesting. It's not a policy. It's not a fund only for GIs. But if the products are on GI, are registered GI, there is a priority. So the level of financement are higher for this different product. And you can, as you can see, the eligible base is with important level of investment for the companies. Another possibility for sustain is not to. It can be not to give directly subsidies, but to it's about a preferential allocation of subsidies for products with certified GI. The previous example, it was like a bonus if it's a GI, but in this case, and the next one, it's a preferential allocation. So in this example, it's another regional level. It's another region. It's a Occitanie region. It's a southwest of France. And in this region, they decided, public policies and politics makers, they decided to help only, not mainly, but only products that can benefit from that have a GI, and products that can benefit from collective promotion action. So it's about promotion, collective promotion action, so subsidies or money to do a promotion action, collective promotion action, and budget for that must be certified with a GI or other official sign of quality. You can see the different logos on the slide, but mainly PDO, PGI, so GIs. So if you want to use public money, public subsidy for the regional council about promotion of foodstuff or food product, you must be certified with a GI. If you are not certified, if your product is not certified by in a GI certification, you cannot benefit of this public policy. So it's a preferential allocation. It's the same, quite the same. So it's another example. It's at the European level, and at European level, it's a very important policy at the level of the European Commission, and its policies also based on GI support funding. And this policy is a very, very important policy with quite 200 million of euros allocated to the promotion of European agri-food product inside and outside the European Union. And this budget is not only for GIs and for quality schemes, but as you can see in this very important budget for all the agricultural agri-food product, there is a part of 5 million dedicated to the union quality scheme, so PGI, PDO, and CSG, and mainly it's about PGI and PDO, so GIs, and it's a call each year. It's a call, and the last call was the opening date was 20 of January of this year. So it's very now, and people, producer, collective organization can answer to this call because now it's open for submission. And it's a promotion of agricultural products. It's about quality schemes. And European Union, European Commission can, in this 5 million budget, can finance directly promotion program for product for collective organization. Because there is a PGI or a PDO. So we can, for example, finance a different type of promotion action. So all the different type of action you can imagine to promote in the European Union, in your own country, or outside in different third countries, to promote product. European product with GI, certified GI. So, and each year there is a new call. There is a new call, and each year there is something like 10 or 12 programs, because it's a program you propose to answer to this call. You propose a producer propose a program for a type of product, a type of target country, a target consumers, and explaining very strictly what they will do and how they can explain it. The return on investment will be a good level, and to calculate this return on investment, it's very strict criterion to be helped and to use a little part of this 5 million budget. And each year there is a new call. Another aspect of this preferential allocation of subsidies for products with certified GIs, it's in another region. It's a department, it's a departmental council in Savoie, in the east of France, in Alpes part of France, and it's also a tool with a brand. So there is a mix here with quality schemes, sign of quality, and brand. And it's a collective brand, a Savoie brand, Marc Savoie. And as you can see, this brand can be used only for a product with an official sign of quality. And for example, here there are apple from Savoie. It's a PGI. Apple from Savoie are registered from many years, had registered at the national, the French level, and at the European level as a PGI. So they can, of course, promote themselves, or farmer can promote and communicate on the PGI, but they can also use the collective brand and the budget of the collective brand. And as you can see on the picture, there is a stick on each fruit, each apple, with the collective brand. It's a collective brand, so all the producer, all the farmers producing apple with the PGI can use them. Of course, they must respect and prove they respect the requirements of the brand, of course, the requirements of the PGI. And thanks of that, they can use the collective brand, so they can use the budget, the public budget of the brand, because this brand, the owner of the brand, is the collective, it's a local council, a departmental council of Savoie, and different private stakeholders. So there is money for the promotion of Savoie food products with this brand. And if you want to use this budget, if you want to use the brand, you must be certified with quality schemes like a GI. Another example, to more explain this example at the European level, the European Commission launched the 2022 calls for proposal for European agri-food promotion programs in the European and abroad. And this year, because I explained just before, the call is open just from 3 or 4, I don't remember, some days ago. This year puts a special focus on the promotion of products and methods that support more directly the European Green Deal objective. So that's why it's important for the European Commission to sustain this product. It's not only because they are GIs or certified product on quality foodstuff, quality product. It's because they are in the guidelines and directly in the European Green Deal objectives. And this campaign should also highlight the high safety, the quality standards, as well as the diversity and traditional aspect of European Union agri-food products, and including GIs, quality schemes like PDO and PGI. So it's a very important program, and it's a direct subsidy. It's a direct subsidy from the European level, so from the European Commission, directly paid to the producers, organized in a collective organization to use this fund, this European fund. It's not with the partnership of a national level of the state members. It's an example of direct funding directly from European Commission to the producers. Another, and I think it will be the last one, the last example of my presentation at the French level, at the national level. It's not about subsidies, but I think it's interesting to see that it's possible to sustain differently the product with a GI, and to sustain farmers, to sustain producers, to help companies, not only with money, but with policies, and with and this example is very interesting because it's also very now, because it's from the 1st January of 2022 of this year. But we know from many years, we know this law, it's a EGalim law. EGalim, it's a name, the acronym of the French law. And it's a part of the EGalim law, the French, this French law. It was a general discussion, general workshop about about food in France from many years, and this law decided of many different policies, different axes, and one of these axes is to now from this year it's mandatory in the collective restaurant, in canteen, in schools, and different public or private collective restaurant. It's mandatory to propose to the consumers at least 50% of product with coming from quality devices, quality system, quality organization, and sustainability. And this 50% level, it's not a quantity of product, but it's an amount of product. It's about the budget you pay, or the company pay to prepare the meals. So 50%, at least 50% of product coming from these different type of quality devices, and GIs, PDO, PGI, as you can see, are a possible part of this 50%. And in this 50%, at least 20% must be organic product. And it's not money to help producers. It's not money to help different private organization in this collective restaurants, but it's mandatory to respect this level of investment, and it's a lever, very, very important lever, and to help product with a geographical indication, because you must use them, and you must use this product certified by a GI. So it's a very, very important tool and very important level, and we work on that with all the collective organization at the different level in France and in different regions from many, many months, because for policy makers and for different people in the different cities or department or regions, because the collective, the canteens in the region, the different region of department and cities are under the responsibility of public policy, public organization, like schools, cities, for example. The mayor in the cities organize the public restaurant, the collective restaurant for children, and they must now, from the beginning of this month, they must respect this criterion, and it's a very interesting lever to help a producer with GIs. So thank you very, very much.